You're with me all the way to the convention. Fight on, just like Ronald Reagan did in 1976. This isn't an easy decision. I hate to lose.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
On this day, we gather because we have chosen hope over fear.
The key issue that America faces and has faced during his entire presidency has been getting jobs for Americans.
The detention facility at Guantanamo consistent with national security and foreign policy interests of the United States.
Let's play Wall Street bailout.
The collapse of these companies would have been devastating for countless Americans.
Instead of focusing on that from day one and meeting with top business leaders and small business leaders and economists and saying, what do we do to actually create jobs? He used all of his time and political capital to campaign on Capitol Hill and around the country for his health care takeover.
I take your questions. I want to talk for a few minutes about the progress we're making on health insurance reform and where it fits into our broader economic strategy.
The federal government should not step in, as the president has, take away the right of states.
Why shouldn't we start with single-payer new?
Well, because we don't have the votes for it. I wish we did. I think if we get a good public option, it could lead to single payer, and that's the best way to reach single payer.
I think what you're seeing out there is a lot of frustration with a process that was fast-tracked, it was not transparent.
You don't trust me?
This legislation will also lower costs for families and for businesses and for the federal government, reducing our deficit by over $1 trillion in the next 2 decades.
The only way that works is if he taxes the American people and the American healthcare system a lot.
What are we getting for the 30% overhead?
I'm astounded by your question, because your question is suggesting that there's no need to have a country that's run on free market principles.
Massachusetts has the highest per capita health care costs in the union, in the nation.
And it did before the bill was passed, too.
Taxpayer watchdogs say it's affordable.
There is this widespread assumption that is now treated as fact that it's breaking the bank in Massachusetts.
And is it?
It's not breaking the bank at all. It's not even costing much at all relative to what we were spending 4 years ago.
And healthcare experts say it's popular.
7 in 10 people in the state support the program, and no more than 1 in 10 would repeal it.
It's almost 2 to 1 now. The government's spending more money than it's bringing in. If you add up all the taxes, payroll, income, everything, it doesn't touch even, it seems, the cost of the entitlements.
We're broke. Like nearly every state across the country, we don't have any more money.
And he borrowed all that money, $787 billion, and not one new net job in the private sector. The only sector that grew was government. That's the one sector that should have shrunk.
We're going to solve our part of the mess we inherited.
But why aren't you giving us a budget that, using your own definitions and standards, actually is sustainable?
We are mortgaging the future of our children, grandchildren, future generations, while at the same time reducing the level of investments in their future at a time that they're going to have increasing competition. That's not only irresponsible, it is immoral.
And it is going to take a lot more than new rhetoric to put Americans back to work. It's going to take a new president.